The village of Oron was known for its tranquility, a place where time seemed to stand still. Nestled amidst rolling green hills, life moved at a slower pace. The villagers lived in harmony with nature, cherishing the simple pleasures of life. At the heart of Oron stood an ancient avocado tree, its branches heavy with fruit. This tree was not just a source of sustenance, but a symbol of the village's heritage and unity. This wasn't just any avocado tree, it was considered sacred by the villagers, a gift from the gods that had been passed down through generations. Its fruit, believed to hold magical properties, could only be harvested during the annual Oron Fruit Festival. This festival was a time-honored tradition, eagerly anticipated by all. The festival was a time for celebration, a time for families to come together and give thanks for the bounty of the earth. It was a moment when the entire village united in joy and gratitude. The air buzzed with excitement. Children ran through the streets, their laughter echoing through the village square. Their joy was infectious, spreading to everyone around. The aroma of freshly baked bread and roasted meats filled the air. Stalls lined the streets, offering a variety of delicious treats that tempted the senses. Every year, the festival brought joy and laughter to the heart of Oron. It was a time when old friends reunited and new friendships were forged. This year, however, a shadow lurked beneath the surface of the celebration. Whispers of an ominous presence spread through the village, casting a pall over the festivities. Mary was a kind and gentle soul, always known for her warm smile and helping hand. She was known throughout Oron for her good deeds, always putting others before herself. Whether it was helping an elder carry water or tending to a neighbor's garden, Mary's presence was a blessing to all. Mary was always ready to lend a hand, no matter how big or small the task. But this year, Mary carried a secret burden that weighed heavily on her heart. Her family had fallen on hard times, struggling to make ends meet. The harvest had been poor and their pantry was bare, leaving them with little to eat. Hunger gnawed at Mary's stomach, a constant reminder of their dire situation. She tried to focus on the festivities, but the smell of food only intensified her pain, making it hard to enjoy the celebration.
"Mary, you look worried. Is everything all right?" Sophia asked, her voice filled with concern.
Sophia, a girl known for her quick wit and mischievous nature, noticed Mary's plight and couldn't ignore it. She knew Mary would never ask for help, let alone take anything that wasn't hers, no matter how much she needed it. Sophia devised a plan that would test Mary's morals and forever change their lives, hoping to bring some relief to her friend's suffering. Sophia approached Mary, her eyes gleaming with a mix of mischief and desperation.
"I have an idea. We could sneak into the grove tonight and take just one avocado, just one. Nobody would ever know."
Mary's heart pounded in her chest. She knew it was wrong. The sacred avocado was forbidden until the festival, but the thought of her family going hungry another night filled her with dread. The internal battle raged within her. Kindness and compassion warred against desperation and hunger.
Sophia, I don't know, it feels so wrong.
As the moon cast long shadows across Oron, Mary found herself standing at the edge of the sacred grove. Sophia's words echoed in her ears. With trembling hands, she began to climb the ancient avocado tree, her heart heavy with guilt. She reached for a plump avocado, its skin glistening under the moonlight. Suddenly, a chorus of gasps echoed through the grove. Torches flickered to life, casting an eerie glow on the scene. Villagers emerged from the darkness, their faces contorted in a mixture of anger and disappointment. Sophia stood at the edge of the crowd, her face a mask of feigned shock. Mary had been betrayed.
Sophia, why?
Mary had been betrayed. The annual fruit festival was supposed to be a time of joy and celebration. Instead, it became a trial.
I only wanted to feed my family.
Mary stood before the village council, her head bowed in shame. The elders, their faces etched with disappointment, looked down upon her. Stealing from the sacred avocado tree was considered a grave offense in Oron.
"Mary, daughter of Jacob, you have broken the sacred laws of our village."
The council huddled, their whispers echoing through the silent crowd. Finally, the elder delivered their verdict.
"You shall pay a ransom, Mary. If you cannot, you shall be banished from Oron."
Desperation clawed at Mary's throat. The ransom demanded by the council was far beyond her family's meager means. She raced back home, her heart pounding in her chest. She pleaded with her parents, her voice thick with tears, but they could only offer her comfort, not a solution. Their meager possessions had already been promised to others.
Please, there must be something we can do.
Oh, Mary, if only we could help. Our hands are tied.
Humiliated and defeated, Mary sought out Sophia. Surely, she thought, Sophia would understand. Sophia, who had tempted her, who had been her friend.
Sophia, I need your help, please.
I'm sorry, Mary. I can't help you.
Sophia turned away, her eyes filled with a mixture of fear and guilt. The day of Mary's judgment dawned bright and sunny, a cruel mockery of the storm brewing in her heart. The villagers gathered in the square, their faces a mixture of curiosity and condemnation. Mary stood before them, her shoulders slumped in defeat. She had nothing left, no money, no hope.
This is it. I have nothing more to give.
Just as the elder was about to pronounce her sentence, a cloud of dust appeared on the horizon. 3 figures on horseback emerged from the dust, their silhouettes growing larger with each passing moment. The villagers watched in stunned silence as the strangers rode into the square. They were dressed in fine clothes, their horses adorned with silver and gold. These were no ordinary visitors.
Who are these people? What business do they have here?
The strangers dismounted their horses, their eyes scanning the crowd. They had heard tales of Oron, of its sacred avocado tree, and of the young girl who had dared to defy tradition. They had also heard of Mary's kindness, of her selfless spirit. They were moved by her plight and had journeyed for many days to reach Oron.
We have come to pay Mary's ransom.
The leader of the strangers, a woman with eyes that sparkled with wisdom and compassion, stepped forward.
We have come to pay Mary's ransom.
Her voice rang out across the silent square. The villagers gasped. They had never witnessed such generosity, such disregard for their sacred laws. With a flick of her wrist, the stranger produced a pouch filled with gold coins, more than enough to cover Mary's transgression. The coins shimmered in the sunlight, casting a golden hue that seemed almost magical. The crowd gasped in unison, their eyes widening in disbelief. Who was this mysterious benefactor, and why had she chosen to intervene on Mary's behalf? The elder accepted the ransom, his face etched with a mixture of awe and confusion. He had never seen such generosity, especially from a stranger. The weight of the pouch was heavy in his hands, not just with gold, but with the significance of the act. It was as if the very essence of forgiveness had been handed to him.
This is more than enough. The elder's voice trembled as he spoke, his eyes glistening with unshed tears. He looked around at the gathered villagers, hoping they too understood the gravity of this moment.
The strangers turned to Mary, their eyes filled with kindness and understanding. They saw not just a girl who had erred, but a soul in need of compassion. Their gazes were warm, melting away the fear and shame that had gripped her heart.
Go now, child. Let this be a lesson for all of us. The elder's voice was gentle yet firm, carrying the weight of wisdom. He hoped that Mary, and indeed all who witnessed this act, would carry forward the spirit of forgiveness and understanding.
And so it was that Mary was spared banishment, not because of her own actions, but because of the compassion of strangers. She felt a surge of gratitude, her heart swelling with a newfound understanding of community and kindness. The village, once a place of judgment, now seemed to her a haven of second chances. The villagers, humbled by what they had witnessed, slowly began to understand the true meaning of the festival. It wasn't just a time for merriment and feasting, but a time to reflect on the values that held them together. They realized that the true essence of the festival lay in the bonds of empathy and mutual respect. The Oron Fruit Festival wasn't just about celebrating the bounty of the earth. It was a celebration of the human spirit, a reminder that true wealth lay not in material possessions, but in the richness of the heart. It was about celebrating the bounty of the human spirit, the spirit of compassion, forgiveness, and love. The villagers embraced one another, their hearts lighter, their spirits lifted. They had learned that the seeds of forgiveness, once sown, could blossom into a harvest of unity and peace.